Chatters, what is good? Today we are listening to Emails I Can't Send by Sabrina Carpenter. We're actually listening to the deluxe, so Emails I Can't Send forwarded, forward, whatever you guys call it. I just know it's FWD. I don't know if that stands for forward or forwarded, but I suppose we will see. Guys, I'm excited for this one. You guys have been requesting this one for a long while. Especially since I listened to Sabrina Carpenter's most recent album and like Man Child and whatnot, made my videos on that. You guys have really been like, up in the recommendations for it. So we're finally here. Thought tonight is fitting, just because it was the vibe. It was the vibe. But yeah, I don't know if I know any of these songs on this album. I saw the couple songs with over a billion plays. Damn. And so I don't recognize the titles though, to be honest. But we'll see when we get there. And yeah, if you guys want more Sabrina Carpenter, Sabrina Carpet, whatever y'all call her, please do like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me grow. And guys, I stream all of my reactions right here over on Twitch. Every song are emails that she never sent and just wrote. Really? Is that true? Someone in the comments on YouTube let me know. Hashtag engagement bait. But yeah. Anyways, let's get straight on to Emails I Can't Send by Sabrina Carpet. Song 1. Title track.
It's times like these, wish I had a time machine so I could see what you did October 13th at 10:15. Were you really asleep? Were you lying to me and the family? There's no us and us when I'm lacking trust. You wanna discuss, you disgust me. Don't make me cuss you out. Why'd you let me down? Don't say sorry now. And thanks to you, I can't love right. I get nice guys and villainize them. Read their texts like they're having sex right now. Scared I'll find out that it's true. And if I do, then I blame you for every worst that I assume. When I'm 45, someone calls me their wife and he fucks our lives in one selfish night. Don't think I'll find forgiveness as fast as mom did. And God, I love you, but you're such a dipshit. Please fucking fix this, 'cause you were all I looked up to. Now I can't even look at you.
Okay. Damn. A little shaky start, to be honest. Yeah. That is rough. That is rough.
I mean, as they say in Chicago, he had a couple.
Oh, it's going to the next track. I'm gonna cut this back a little bit. Okay. Wow, what an opener. Shaky start, to be honest. Shaky start. The piano confession is crazy. Immediately it just kind of hit me. I'm like, damn, we are going there, and we're going there immediately. The honesty hits so fast. I know this is like, emails she can't send, and if these really are emails she never sent. I was gonna say, I always say it line when we get super deep and personal. I'm always like, this sounds like it's straight out the diary. And I mean, this obviously, it's very fitting, but I feel like now saying that, it's kind of a bailout saying, because yeah, this literally was. Yeah, we went there like crazy. I mean, the way she just kind of talks about trust breaking, you feel it in her voice. It's vulnerable, it's kind of shaky, but it has its own like Sabrina Carpenter power to it. Obviously it's not like her super upbeat, super fun songs you hear off Short and Sweet and Man's Best Friend and whatnot. But obviously this comes before in evolution of character and whatnot all at the same time. So I can't really judge it off that either. She's younger, but yeah, we are already there. I'm already getting the sense of this album. I feel like it's easy to kind of make a little bit of sense and a little bit of connection at the start. But yeah, she got messy, but like in the realest way. And she's telling us all those things, those emails she couldn't send in those emails, all those things she couldn't say aloud. Damn, Sabrina. Damn. We ain't wasting no type of time. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into this next song. She went there quick.
I mean, as they say in Chicago, he had it coming.
Vicious, song 2.
1 year, 10,000 bad moments, but it was dressed up in heated emotion.
Okay.
And I tried to look for the best in the worst, but like fuck me, that caused a commotion. You're lucky I'm a private person.
Okay.
I've quietly carried your burden, and everyone thinks you're an angel, but shit, I would probably use different wording.
Okay.
Oh, you're so vicious, love me, then pretend you didn't. Crush my heart and wreck my image. Why you gotta be so vicious? You like a certain type of woman who's smart but neglects intuition.
Okay.
When you're insecure, could be me, could be her. You just run to whoever is winning.
Okay.
Said that it was me and you for life. Now you're kinda acting like I died. Oh, you're so vicious. Love me, then pretend you didn't. Crush my heart and wreck my image. Why you gotta be so, so, so? Oh, you're so vicious. Love me, then pretend you didn't. Half of me just can't resist it. Why you gotta be so vicious? Why you gotta be so? Why you gotta be so vicious? You don't feel remorse, you don't feel the effects. 'Cause you don't think you hurt me if you wish me the best. I should've known all along, I was only the next one to take your love songs as a promise. Oh, you're so vicious, I loved you, but I wish I didn't. If you're out there somewhere listening, why you gotta be so vicious?
Okay. See, I don't really know the timeline for Olivia or sorry, I was reading chat. Oh my gosh. That's gonna look really bad. That is gonna look really bad. For context, our friend Lana in chat said, "Banger. This part gives me Olivia vibes. Wish they were friends. They would make bangers." And I just finished reading that, and so that's why I said Olivia. They would make some good music together. Oh my gosh. My bad. They're good with each other? Oh. I thought they had beef. But okay. I don't really know the timeline with Sabrina Carpenter, and so I don't know her relationships. I feel like the only relationship I really know, like kind of, not really. Like I know who she like a couple of the people she dated, like Joshua, that one actor from Saltburn, that freaky ass movie. If you've seen Saltburn, that movie is freaky. That movie is so insanely freaky. How can you watch that and then date the dude who was doing that? You know what I mean? But the only one I feel like I really do know, kind of, is her relationship with Shawn Mendes. And specifically kind of the dynamic between Shawn Mendes, Sabrina, and Camila Cabello. Everyone on my Camila videos, they'd be like, "Blake, why do you say her name like Camilla? You're saying it wrong." I'm gonna keep calling her Camilla. That's how I say her name. Camila Cabello. That rolls off the tongue perfect for me. So that's the only really relationship I'm kind of like aware of and familiar with, for lack of a better word. And so who is she talking about in this song? Is it Joshua? I just don't really know the timeline for Sabrina. So if those of you in the YouTube comments could let me know, please do let me know. And if you have any additional lore, like I said, please do let me know. But yeah, this is a good song too. I wish it was a little longer. 2 minutes 29 seconds is kind of crazy. But I feel like you can kind of tell and hear that this is a younger Sabrina. I feel like in the sense of this album so far, you can, like I said, you can kind of just tell she's younger, and you can definitely see the potential in her, especially like because Short and Sweet, that's one of the biggest albums ever. That shit is crazy. But this song kind of sounds like it a little bit too, just also in like a super vulnerable way as well. It just gives me the vibes. It gives me the same vibes. It could fit into that album to me, to be honest, a little bit. Even though I feel like Short and Sweet's a little more playful and whatnot, this song, you definitely see how Sabrina became the superstar she is. That's all I'm trying to get with that. But yeah, for this song, the guitar comes in and instantly just changes the vibe. She sounds fed up. It kind of gives me the vibes of like, you mess with the wrong person, as cliche and like corny as that sounds. That's what it gives me, right? The attitude in it. You can kind of just tell it. She has these sharper notes. You can feel like the anger, the disappointment, the angst a little bit all underneath the lyrics. It has that Sabrina Carpenter like catchiness to it and like playfulness as well, or well, not playful, but like funness to it. I would say. Is that even a word? But yeah, it still has those senses of angst, disappointment, heartache, catchy, racing, this and that. Has everything you kind of like about Sabrina Carpenter. At least I do. That's everything I kind of like. And yeah, I mean, the songwriting here is petty, which, Sabrina can definitely be petty, but it's also relatable too. And I mean that in a good way. So yeah, it's like she's kind of dragging someone, but doing it with her like own unique Sabrina Carpenter charisma to it. So yeah, I like that. This song is kind of just everything I like in a Sabrina Carpenter song. It has those playful, catchy moments. Well, not as playful, but you guys get what I'm saying. While also still being a little bit petty, being a little bit humorous. It can get a giggle out of anyone. So yeah, it's a good little song. I just wish my one nitpick is I wish it was a little longer, but who am I to judge? Song 3, Read Your Mind.
Made it clear when you told me.
Okay.
Don't know why, but you gotta be lonely.
Okay.
Say it's hard, but you make it look easy. So I'm trying to live in reality. Decompressing, trying to ease the tension, but you got me stressing, feeling like I need to go in. You sneak up on me, tell me that you miss me in your life. I can't read your mind. You say that you need to be alone, but night and day want me at your beck and call. You say you know that you might be crossing the line, wasting all our time to think that we could be casual. You're not my friend, and baby you never were. Why the fuss if you say you just wanna be mine? I can't read your mind. Tell me what's gonna happen when it's you and me in a room, but you know you can't have it. Oh, I'll be laughing when you say that you really have changed. Finally found your way, 'cause I'm close to your face. I'm double checking, did I get the message in the way you intended? Got me second guessing when you sneak up on me, tell me that you need me in your life. I can't read your mind. You say that you need to be alone, but night and day want me at your beck and call. You say you know that you might be crossing the line,
Kind of flowing, I'm not gonna lie.
wasting all our time to think that we could be casual. You're not my friend, and baby you never were. Why the fuss if you say you just wanna be mine? I can't read your mind. You say that you need to be alone, but night and day want me at your beck and call. You say you know that you might be
Sounds like a
crossing
change of pace
the
coming up.
line. I can't read your mind. You say that you need to be alone, but night and day
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, very catchy. But I do got something to say. My New Year's resolution this year was actually to shoot my shot with Sabrina Carpenter, and I put that, on my life. Yes, I DM'd Sabrina Carpenter on January 1st, and I was trying to be there for her. That was my New Year's resolution. Every year, I shoot my shot with someone in the DMs. But unfortunately, I DM'd her, never got back to me. I hope she saw it. I hope she's thinking about me. But yeah, Sabrina, I DM'd you. Check your DMs. But yeah, that was a banger song. You can definitely see the potential in Sabrina and like what she is set to become. First and foremost, I would like to say that. I know I've said it for every single song so far, but you really can tell. Because I know her kind of earlier albums she had before this were kind of, people were saying it was kind of more like Disney coded, and like it's just different from what she puts out now. It's just not the same. That's just what I've heard. Don't shoot the messenger. That's just what people have commented, because I've asked, do you guys want me to listen to like her earliest stuff, and people have only ever recommended this. So don't shoot the messenger. If you guys disagree, that's not all. But yeah, you can definitely see the star power that she, eventually becomes. But yeah, this one is so smooth, addictive, catchy, and it has that little Sabrina charm to it. I like how playful and flirty the production is, or just the song, not even the production. It's just, playful and flirty. That's one of the aspects of Sabrina Carpenter's music I think of, is that. And she's talking about her emotional frustrations and making it sound like that, right? And I mean, the chorus immediately kind of just got stuck in my head. I feel like she's just trying to like decode someone who's given this mixed vibe, this mixed signal, and the song is basically the sound of like shrugging and like still caring anyways. It's definitely a vibe heavy track for me, and something I feel like I will appreciate more in the proper given mood. But no matter what, it's still a great song. I like that a lot. It very catchy, very, very catchy. Yeah, good song. Anyways, song 4, Tornado Warnings. Oh no, is she foreshadowing something? Okay, a little bit of a different
We were
instrumental,
never in the park, talking on a seesaw, teetering with our feelings in the dark, ignoring tornado warnings. He didn't hold me in his arms. We didn't stumble over the pages of our relationship arc, ignoring tornado warnings. Don't understand how quickly we get right back in our rhythm without missing a step. And logically, the last thing I should have on my mind, but I want you there sometimes. I guess maybe that's why I'm lying to my therapist. I keep saying things like I never saw him and we never kissed. Now I think somehow in my mind, if I could convince him if he doesn't see it, then maybe it doesn't exist. I think he's on to me every time I say I'm over that son of a bitch. I'm lying to my therapist.
Damn.
I deserve an hour in a week to focus on my thoughts, not so obsessed with yours I can't hear myself speak. I deserve my own consideration. Sometimes I wish I kept some of my feelings in the basement, so I'd still have some left. Don't understand how quickly we get right back in our rhythm without missing a step. And logically, the last thing I should have on my mind, but I want you there sometimes.
Oh god.
I guess maybe that's why I'm lying to my therapist.
So soft. Damn.
I keep saying things like I never saw him and we never kissed. Now I think somehow in my mind, if I could convince him if he doesn't see it, then maybe it doesn't exist. I think he's on to me every time I say I'm over that son of a bitch. I'm lying to my therapist.
Okay.
not gonna stop me. I call you out, you call me baby.
Okay.
But that's not gonna stop me from lying to my therapist. I keep saying things like I never saw him and we never kissed. Now I think somehow in my mind, if I could convince him, if he doesn't see it, then maybe it doesn't exist. I think he's onto me every time I say I'm over that son of a bitch. I'm lying to my therapist.
Okay. I feel like with Sabrina Carpenter, some of her songs are so upbeat, so catchy. They just sound, like the banger pop song. It's kind of easy to undermine what she's saying. And I feel like this song is one of those too. I mean, even though it indirectly says, like, I'm lying to my therapist, and that's obviously a little eye-catching, I feel like this one is still one that can be misinterpreted, undermined, just not regarded in the light that it should be. The melody's so soft, kind of circular, and it feels light on the surface, but like when you listen to it, when you're really listening, like if are you listening? Like are you hearing it? Are you hearing it? You know what I mean? Are you listening or are you listening? But yeah, I feel like a lot of Sabrina Carpenter songs are coded like that. It's just kind of devastating when you kind of break it down, when you really, really pay attention. And I mean, this just kind of matches that feeling of, like being stuck in a pattern that isn't good for you. And the line about lying to her therapist just to kind of like protect someone else in her own mind, like that's only hurting you. But I mean, even if you don't seek a therapist, counselor, whatever it may be, I feel like this is still relatable to everyone, right? You kind of make up these own things in your own head to benefit your own self, whether it be about someone, whether it be about yourself, whatever it may be. It's just relatable in all aspects, whatever way you take it. And that's also another part of Sabrina Carpenter songs I really do like, is that right there. It's relatable in many, many ways than one, whether, you seek out a shrink or not. Like, but yeah, I mean, there's such a real and like heartbreaking confession. She's kind of self-aware enough to know that she's like repeating the cycle, but she isn't like ready to leave it yet. So that throws us through a little bit of a loop. But this song just kind of feels like, to me, the vibe it gives off is just like you're looking out the window in the backseat of the car and just rain is just hitting the window. When you guys were little, did you ever watch like rain? Like when it was raining outside and it was on the thing, did you ever watch the water like race down the window? I used to pick two and watch them race. But that's besides the point. Sorry. That's just kind of the vibe it gives off. Just like, not that, watching them race, but like, looking at that and just being in your own head. And, trying to think of what's best, whether it be, for you, for someone else, whatever benefits yourself most, even if it really doesn't benefit you, for better or worse, right? Trying to rationalize those feelings that aren't necessarily healthy. And yeah, this track just kind of hits so close to home for me personally. When you kind of like justify someone's behavior longer than you should have. So yeah, that was a great song. Tornado Warnings. I like that one a lot. Song 5, because I like the boy.
I said I wanted Thin Mints.
I do not like Thin
Mints. You said you knew a guy. You showed up with a boombox and stars in your eyes. Who knew cuddling on trampolines could be so reckless? We bonded over black-eyed peas and complicated
I have a hot take about them.
Fell so deeply into it. It was all so innocent. Now I'm a homewrecker, I'm a slut. I got death threats filling up semi-trucks. Tell me who I am, guess I don't have a choice. All because I liked. I'm the hot topic on your tongue. I'm a rebound, getting round, stealing from the young. Tell me who I am, guess I don't have a choice. All because I liked a boy. not catastrophizing. Everything's derailing. Was only trying to hold you close while your heart was failing. It's not internet illusion, just two kids going through it.
Okay.
You said I'm too late to be your first love, but I'll always be your favorite. Now I'm a homewrecker, I'm a slut. I got death threats filling up semi-trucks. Tell me who I am, guess I don't have a choice. All because I liked. I'm a hot topic on your tongue. I'm a rebound, getting round, stealing from the young. Tell me who I am, guess I don't have a choice. All because I liked a boy. All because I liked a boy. Felt so deeply into it. It was all so innocent. Dating boys with exes. No one recommended. I'm a homewrecker, I'm a slut. I got death threats filling up semi-trucks. Tell me who I am, guess I don't have a choice. All because I liked a boy. And all of this for what? When everything went down, we'd already broken up. Please tell me who I am, guess I don't have a choice. All because I liked a
Yeah.
All because I liked a boy.
Let's play that one part just for the people in the back who missed it. Where was it? Where was it? It was towards the end. Towards the end. Towards the end. All because I liked a boy. And all of this for what? When everything went down, we'd already broken up. Damn. She's getting deep. Like, yeah. We gotta listen to that one more time. That part was crazy.
All
She's flowing.
because I liked a boy. And all of this for what?
Damn.
When everything went down, we'd already broken up. Please tell me who I am, guess I don't have a choice. All because I liked a boy. All because I liked a boy.
Okay, because I liked a boy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's tough being in the limelight, I suppose, you know. Obviously, like the normal folk like you or I, assuming you're normal watching this, no, you know, you're no one, you know, in a limelight. You know, it really dives into a public fallout we kind of don't experience, right? And how unfair it was, all because she liked a boy. You know, she received all this crazy hate and whatnot. You know, you're going through your own breakup. Literally, I was about to say that. Yeah, you're going through your own breakup that should be on your own personal terms, and you know, it's just painted in the limelight because you're a big celebrity. And you know, it's pushed to different narratives. That's, you know, I'm not saying fair, but you know, like it just happens, right? Because you're this big person that people look up to, or well, I mean, whether they look up to you or not. I mean, I don't imagine they're calling you a slut because they look up to you, right? No offense, Sabrina. I don't mean that with any ill intent, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. She did a really good job kind of depicting that feeling. I feel like just the storytelling in this, and you know, really painting that illusion for us. She did it well. The storytelling here, you know, and of everything projected onto her it's great. It's like it's specific without being like overbearing, without being too much. With feelings that, you know, are universal, right? She makes it relate to people while it also being something, you know, we can't really understand all at the same time, you know. You know, she kind of depicts those like feelings of being blamed for things outside of her own control, right? Being misunderstood and being painted like a villain in someone else's narrative. I don't know. It's crazy that, you know, she went through this crazy hard time and she kind of captured this and depicted this with so much grace as well. And, you know, that might just be like, you know, the soft production, her great vocals, you know, because obviously it's definitely a little more rough around the edges. And yeah, I mean, deceptively soft song, even though there's a ton of pain obviously underneath. And you can kind of feel that exhaustion, especially just listening to the lyrics and kind of listening to everything underneath, just experiencing that. She doesn't give off these signs of like being angry, even though she's been, wrong just for liking a boy. She doesn't give off these signs of being bitter, just hurt, like as the relationship should be, like just hurt. But yeah, this is one of those kind of songs for me, at least, that kind of just sticks with you. It's really just one that puts me in my own head. You know what I mean? That's just how I see it. But yeah, she did a really good job of depicting this. In song 6, I believe, Already Over. Okay.
We've been talking for hours about how we shouldn't talk for hours on end.
Okay.
Kissing after a conversation about how we'd probably be better off as friends. Same time here next week and say we won't do this again. Make me fall where I stand, only like you can. Yeah, say I'm done, but I'm still confused. How am I supposed to close the door when I still need the closure? And I changed my mind, but it's still on you. How am I supposed to leave you now that you're already over? How am I supposed to leave you now that you're already over? Selfishly don't wanna give you time to be on someone else's lips, but I'll take 3 short hours over 3 long weeks pretending like we don't exist. Same time here next week and say we won't do this again. Make me fall where I stand, only like you can. Yeah, say I'm done, but I'm still confused. How am I supposed to close the door when I still need the closure? And I changed my mind, but it's still on you. How am I supposed to leave you now that you're already over? How am I supposed to leave you now that you're already over?
The conflict.
After the aftermath, I know you'll be coming back to the back bedroom, and it won't be the last of the aftermath. I know you'll be coming back to the back bedroom, and it won't be the last time. I say I'm done, but I'm still confused. How am I supposed to close the door when I still need the closure? And I changed my mind, but it's still on you. How am I supposed to leave you now that you're already over? Yeah, like my bed, but it likes you too. How am I supposed to leave you now that you're already over?
Yeah. It's crazy that how she can make these themes just so upbeat, so catchy. It really is. I mean, that's just obviously speaks volumes to, the artist she is. And yeah, I mean, if I would have listened to this before, I would have heard Short and Sweet, Man's Best Friend, whatnot, her bigger works, her bigger projects, her, bigger songs. Like, you could tell that she was become a star. Maybe not even to the same extent that she is, because I mean, she's massive. It's ridiculous how big she is. But you can definitely see the signs. I know I've said that like 8 times, but that's genuinely one of the things that come to mind. Yeah, it was inevitable for Sabrina to become, a big, massive global superstar. But yeah, I mean, this song, it's crazy. It's crazy how she has these upbeat songs that, have these like flirty essence, fun essence to it, but it can put you in your head in an instant, like really. I feel, to me, the song kind of feels, and I mean, she depicts it a little bit, like, how am I supposed to leave you now that you're already over? That's just that Sabrina humor, as well, that I find so appealing to her. But it's just that idea of like running back into something, even though it's a bad idea, right? And she captures that conflict, with such a like weird grace that just makes sense for Sabrina. You know, and the production has this like super nostalgic warmth to it in a way. And it gives me kind of like that late night drive when you're trying to convince yourself like texting is a good idea. You know what I mean? It's like you'll regret it the next day, but in the moment, for some reason, you're just fixated on it. You know what I mean? You know, and it's funny because I say that, but then her voice also has this like sort of longing in it as well, just of like her being tired and, you know, over it. Like she knows how the story's gonna end, but she literally just can't help herself. And I've been in that same situation, I'm not gonna lie. Not to get vulnerable, but should I say it? Like, not to get vulnerable, but like I be hitting back the ex that cheated on me sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like as awful as it is, like it's human nature, I feel like. You know, it's just like going back into someone's arms because they feel familiar. You know what I mean? It gives me that kind of like internal tug of war that you play with yourself. Like your heart is telling you yes, but your brain's telling you no, or vice versa. I feel like it would make more sense vice versa, the other way around. I guess it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, this track to me is just such a great example of how Sabrina can like write her own contradictions. Like she's honest with herself and has this messiness, and she knows it's wrong. She knows that she can do better for herself, but isn't or can't, or you know, whatever the reason may be. It's just that kind of, it just makes sense to Sabrina Carpenter's artistry. That's just how I think of it. But yeah, I like the song. Already over. How many things? Song 7, I believe.
You use the fork ones. It turns out forks are fucking everywhere. There's no hiding from the thought of us. I got ways to find you anywhere. We sat on the roof once. Conversation took us everywhere. And we talked until the sun came up. I wish we stayed just like we were up there. I consider you, I'm not trying to. It doesn't matter whether or not I want to. I can't help it, it's a habit. Your corner in my mind is well established. I wonder how many things you think about before you get to me. I wonder how many things you wanna do, you think I'm in between. I feel myself falling further down your priorities, and I still make excuses for you constantly. I wonder how many things you think about before you get to me. Remember when you left once? That never made too much sense to me. Well, it hurt you so bad, hurting me. You really came to me for sympathy. Oh, I consider you, and I'm not trying to. It doesn't matter whether or not I want to. I can't help it, it's a habit. Your corner in my mind is well established. I wonder how many things you think about before you get to me. I wonder how many things you wanna do, you think I'm in between. And I feel myself falling further down your priorities, And I still make excuses for you constantly. I wonder how many things you think about before you get to me. Am I not even a second thought? I wonder how many things you think about before you get to me. I wonder how many things you wanna do, you think I'm in between. I feel myself falling further down your priorities, and I still make excuses for you constantly. I wonder how many things you think about before you get to me.
Sorry. Waterfall. Damn.
Wonder how many things.
How many things? Damn. She, yeah, she's really portraying how she feels. And she does it so well. I mean, you can kind of get it just from the melancholy, sounds that she, is giving us here, but she really been hurt. She really been hurt. And yeah, like I said, I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar on the timeline with Sabrina Carpenter. So if anyone in the YouTube comments has any lore, please do let me know. And like I said, the most familiar I am with one of her relationships is just Shawn Mendes, to be honest. But yeah, this crazy song, crazy. It was great. This track is just so hard, or just so gentle, but super heartbreaking all at the same time. It just feels like she's kind of singing directly from a memory. And lyrically, she just, is talking about how even the smallest things reminds her of this person, even if, it's things that they don't even remember, but something like she can't let go of, right? There's this loneliness to it that just hits so hard. But yeah, it is crazy. The acoustic production just gives her voice just room to breathe and literally just go crazy. You can feel her remembering all these things at once, and just grieving at this, just the grieving. I feel like it's one of those songs where it's super simplistic in the sense of the instrumental, and it just lets her flow, just lets her go crazy, lets her, herself do the talking. It's real, it's quiet, has these tender moments. And yeah, it's definitely one of the most emotionally honest songs we've heard on the album so far. This one, I feel like it didn't have the humorous aspects to Sabrina that we know and love. It was just kind of her speaking from the heart, really. Definitely very tender, very, very, very heartfelt. But yeah, How Many Things? This is definitely a great song. I like that one a lot. Bet You Wanna, song 8. Song 8.
Told me,
Okay.
I'm your only, it's all unfolding, babe. Slowly, lies you sold me all saw the light of day. You've been wasting time on the other side. If you're satisfied to say, now you say you hate. goodbye and you still can't even tell me why. The way that you left me dry, but I'll keep that between you and I.
Damn. Humor.
I bet you did think about it when you let me down. I wish you'd see me out of your reach. Bet you wanna touch me now. Let me know what you found. Bet you wanna love me now. Bet you wanna love me now.
Fire song. Okay. Great song. Bet you wanna. That one was just a complete vibe shift, and I like it a lot. It has this flirty, playful, mischievous Sabrina, you know, we know in love. And you know, it just balances that energy. It's weird how she just kind of flipped a switch there on us. But I do like it. It's a good change of pace. You know, the production is bouncy and fun. And it just balances that energy of the heavier parts of the album into that more playful side. You know, the more upbeat, the more poppy sounding Sabrina. Great. She did it well. I think it was a good turning point, especially after How Many Things, because like I said, that is one of the most emotional songs we have heard. Right? It just sticks. But yeah, she's so confident here. She knows the effects she has on this person, that kind of chokehold she has him in. And I feel like she's kind of just reclaiming her own power, right? You know, after a bunch of songs where she's felt hurt or confused, you know, this or that, whatever it may be, this is the kind of song you play when you're, you know, she's done crying, right? It seems like she's kind of over it now, and she's kind of ready to be herself again. It's fun without being empty. She still sneaks in those, like, clever little lyrical moments that, you know, Sabrina is known for. So I like that song a lot. Anyways, on to song 9, Nonsense.
Think I only want one number in my phone. I might change your contact, but don't leave me alone. You said you like my eyes and you like to make them roll. Treat me like a queen, now you got me feeling thrown. But I can't help myself when you get close to me. Baby, my tongue goes numb. Sounds like blah, blah, blah. I don't want no one else. Baby, I'm in too deep. Here's a little song I wrote. It's about you and me. I'll be honest. Looking at you got me thinking nonsense.
I know this song.
Cartwheels in my stomach when you're walking.
I thought this was an
When
SNL
you
song.
got your arms around me, oh, it feels so good. I had to jump the octave. I think I got it next, but I've forgotten. And I can't find my chill, I still lost it. I don't even know I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking all around the clock. I'm talking home, nobody knocks. I'm talking opposite of soft. I'm talking wild thoughts. You gotta keep up with me. I got some young energy. I got the LOVE. How do you do this to me? But I can't help myself. When you get close to me, baby, my tongue goes numb. Sounds like blah, blah, blah. And I don't want no one else. Baby, I'm in too deep. It's a little song I wrote. It's about you and me. I'll be honest. Looking at you got me thinking nonsense. Cartwheels in my stomach when you're walking. When you got your arms around me, oh, it feels so good. I had to hit the octave. I think I got it next, but I've forgotten.
Bro, she's slow. She is slow.
I don't even know I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking.
All around the clock.
I'm talking. This song catchier than chicken poxes. I bet your house is where my other sock is. Woke up this morning, thought I'd write a pop hit. How quickly can you take your clothes off, pop quiz?
Oh, she knew. Oh, she knew.
That was not gonna make it.
Woke up this
Most
morning,
of these
thought I'd
aren't
write a
gonna make.
pop hit. Oh, she went crazy. She knows she went crazy with that one. I have heard that song before. But I don't remember it being like that, to be honest. I recognize the nonsense line, but I feel, does she have another version of that song? You've probably heard the SNL remixes she's done. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I feel like I've heard like other versions of that. Definitely from like a late night. She has a Christmas version. That's probably it. I know her. Oh yeah, she had that. What was that Christmas special she had last year? That video. That I don't know what it is exactly. Was it with Disney? What was it? But yeah, it's crazy to see how matured and just how different she is from that kind of Disney persona she played as well. Now to think about it, just to make that reference. But yeah, she flew on that song. She had a crazy flow for a second. She was talking. I gotta go back actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I gotta go back. Where is it? She got a crazy flow where everything was just kind of falling in place. Oh, it's right. I think it's right here.
I'm talking all around the clock. I'm talking home, nobody knocks. I'm talking opposite of soft. I'm talking wild thoughts. You gotta keep up with me. I got some young energy. I got the LOVE. How do you do this to me? Better get on myself when you get close to me. Baby, my tongue was numb. Sounds like baby. And I don't want no one else. Baby, I'm in too deep.
Bro, she is flowing. I'm not gonna lie, put her on a trap beat and she'll go crazy with that same flow. I didn't know she had that. I didn't know she had that flow up her bag. Okay, Sabrina, I see you. Yeah, I do know this song. I don't think I've ever really listened to it in full. I think this is my genuine first time listening to the whole song. I think I've just heard the bigger, kind of snippets, the hook and whatnot. But yeah, that's a fun song. She got a crazy flow. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. This is kind of also the comedy part, I would say, of the Heartbreaking Saga. This song is iconic now that I'm really experiencing it. The writing is witty. It doesn't have this feeling of being forced. I feel like when artists try to make that big pop song, there's a sense of it kind of being forced. And I'm not talking Alex Warren, Ordinary, but I am. That's a crazy comparison. Obviously Sabrina's a better artist. But, it's just Sabrina's kind of personality just bursts through every second. She sounds like she's having so much fun, and it's kind of contagious. You just can't help but smile and bump your head. That's how I think of it. And the chorus is just super catchy. And that flow was crazy. I will give her credit where credit is due. That flow was crazy. I like that. And the bridge... plus the outro, chef's kiss. You can definitely see why this song has over 1 billion plays. I didn't think I knew it just off the name, but yeah, I definitely know that song. And to me, this is the kind of track where it's like, it reminds you that like just healing and, going through this pain, this hurt, whatever it may be, just a darker moment in your life, it doesn't have to be heavy all of the time. You can laugh, you can be even ridiculous in your own sense too. And I mean that in a good way. And yeah, this was a perfect breather track, just kind of in the middle of all this emotion that we had so far. So yeah, Nonsense, great song. She got a crazy flow. I'm eating strawberries.
Most of these aren't gonna make.
Fast time.
Sun's up too soon like daylight savings. Mixed emotions are congregating. Picturing us in all these places. Ahead of myself's an understatement. Sky looks sober but I can taste it. Couple days and I call you baby. 3 stories up you're contemplating. But what the fuck is patience? These are fast times and fast nights, yeah. No time for rewrites, we couldn't help it. Outlines on bedsides, yeah. Give me a second to forget I ever really meant it. Fast times and fast nights, yeah. Closed eyes and closed blinds, we couldn't help it. Outlines on bedsides, yeah. Give me a second to forget I ever really meant it.
Okay, I like it.
My feelings used to be serrated, but you speak in such a perfect cadence. Tiptoeing past so many stages, but what the fuck is patience? These
I have a little nitpick with this one, but it's nothing bad. I wish it was a little longer. That's all I gotta say. On the nitpicky side, I like that song a lot. It's just smooth. It kind of has this dreamy feel to it. You know, it just gives me this kind of sense of just like floating through the moment. Yeah, I feel like that's a good little analogy. That's how I was kind of feeling. You know, quickly floating through it. I feel like that song was a little too short for my liking. I would like Sabrina. You couldn't have given us like 3 minutes and 20 seconds. You could have like gave us like a little like extra 28 seconds, 26 seconds, really. But no, beggars can't be choosers. Great song. I like that. Smooth, dreamy, has this great sense of, you know, feel to it. And just, you know, it's carrying on with that same change of pace that we've heard, you know, through the past 3 or so songs. You know, she's talking about kind of like growing up faster than she expected and, you know, wanted to experience. And obviously that I feel like that comes a lot with, you know, being a childhood star. You know, just making the decisions on instinct, trying to keep up with the own pace of her own life. But yeah, it feels like, you know, kind of a coming to age thing and kind of realizing the world is spinning way faster than you thought, you know, because like, you know, as time goes on, you realize how short life really is, you know. I was 8 years old 3 days ago. But yeah, there's a cool confidence in her delivery, and it has this like weary acceptance of the chaos beyond just, you know, time moving fast, you know, this and that. I feel like, you know, that song is kind of easy to shut off your brain and not really pay attention to, but it's a little more mature than you know, one who isn't really listening in depth could take in. Yeah, it has a good mature edge to it. Just a reflective track that, you know, everyone can also relate to all at the same time. So yeah, that was song 10, Fast Times. Now we're on to song 11, Skinny Dipping. I'm excited for this one. It's a man's best friend type title. Does not sound like a man's best friend though, track.
It'll be a Wednesday, I'll be going to this coffee shop. Hear the barista call an oat milk latte in your name, and I look up from my phone and think there's no chance it's you, but it is. You'll say hi, okay. I'll say hi, how are you? You'll say, how's your family, how's your sister? I'll say, Shannon's being Shannon. After a minute of nonsensical chatter, you'll say, well, this was really nice, maybe we should do this on purpose sometime. It'll be long enough that we won't harp on arguments in your garage, all the ways we sabotaged it, what it was and what it wasn't. We've been swimming on the edge of a cliff. I'm resistant, but going down with the ship. It'd be so nice, right, if we could take it all off and just exist and skinny dipping water under the bridge. You suggest a restaurant we used to go to, and I'll say, won't that be too nostalgic? And you'll say, maybe, but let's do it anyway. We won't sit at our same old table, I promise. And we won't bring up the past, we'll keep it bureaucratic. And we won't say it, but both of us will be thinking about how different we are from those scared little kids that had those arguments in your garage. All the ways we sabotaged it, what it was and what it wasn't. We've been swimming on the edge of a cliff. I'm resistant, but going down with the ship. It'd be so nice, right, if we could take it all off and just exist and skinny dipping water under the of a cliff. I'm resistant, but going down with the ship. It'd be so nice, right, if we could take it all off and just exist and skinny dipping water under the
Okay, I'm seeing it. It's a little bit of a. I feel like that one just seemed a little more like poetry in motion. Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. It really was kind of just, it's just spoken word poetry that kind of just turns into this Sabrina Carpenter like chorus, right? She's telling this story in such just a Sabrina Carpenter-y way. It makes you feel like you're right there with her, awkwardly bumping into someone that, you used to love and pretending you're totally fine. Like, even though your heart is beating out of your chest seeing them again, it's very well done. It really is kind of just poetry in motion, right? She really paints that scene, the imagery, the details, the pacing. It all just kind of makes sense. Yeah, that seemed like a poem to me, just kind of written out and spoken and sung into Sabrina Carpenter form. It's very cinematic and has this realness to it. It it's crazy. It really is crazy that how she put that into such good imagery for us. Maybe I'm tripping when I say that, but I saw I was in my head the whole song, literally just imagining the whole thing, like just watching it all unfold. So yeah, she did very well, just the songwriting on that and, making everything come alive. I totally felt I was right there with her. Really, I did. I was going through my own experience. Yeah, that one put me in my head for the majority. So I won't lie, with that as well, I was paying attention, but with me being in my head, there was only so much I could also really, really catch. So I'll just be honest when I say that. Yeah, that song put me in my head and she did it well, but I'm not gonna pretend like I heard, every single second of it. But I did like it. It's definitely probably the most different song we've heard on the album, I would say. I feel like it just kind of has this different edge to it. Like, it really is just kind of this poem that she made, or an email that she did never send, that just has a different kind of edge to it than we've heard from the rest. Because I feel like all of the other songs kind of relate to one another in, every which way. But this one just has this kind of different side to it, this different edge to it. So yeah, I like that one a lot. Really did put me in my head, but it's definitely one I'll have to go back and really re-listen to, and focus on taking in every single part of the song. But yeah, it's good. I like how she kind of acknowledged how life keeps moving on even when your emotions don't. It's gentle, and it has this really like just bittersweet feeling to it. And Sabrina Carpenter also does that really well, having like depicting this bittersweet feeling in those bittersweet songs. But yeah, anyways, song 12, I believe, Bad for Business.
He's good for my heart, but he's bad for business. Tears me apart when he grants my wishes. All of my friends think I've gone crazy, but they don't know me like my baby. We look good in photographs. I like the way you like to laugh at dirty jokes. I know they'll always land. Used to get to work on time, but now you're taking up my nights. Never been so glad to be so tired. Ooh, I'm mad for you. It's sad but true, and I know it is. Higher on my mind, you stole my life, and it's showing. He's good for my heart, but he's bad for business. Tears me apart when he grants my wishes. All of my friends think I've gone crazy, but they don't know me like my baby. If I'm just writing happy songs, will anybody sing along? You had to go and break into my head, and I would try to fight these feelings. I can't find a single reason I'd make all the same mistakes again.
Okay, just acknowledge it.
Ooh, I'm mad for you. It's sad but true, and I know it.
Okay, pitch it up low.
Higher on my mind, you stole my life, and it's showing. He's good for my heart, but he's bad for business. Tears me
Okay. Good song. Good song. Good song. I like the self-awareness. I like the, raw depiction, and even the criticism of herself, right? Even after all the frustration and the heartbreak from earlier in the album, this song kind of feels like she's letting her be happy again, even though it may be bad. Even though, where's the line? Where's the line? Even though, he's good for my heart, but he's bad for business. I feel like she's kind of coming to sense with herself, self-aware. I know she had some other self-aware lines in the previous songs, but this one, it just feels like it kind of has a different edge to it in the sense of like just coming to terms with everything. I don't know, maybe it's just because the vocals are sweet, the melody is super soft, and her kind of admitting this, and admitting the fact that someone is so good for you, or that sometimes someone is so good for you doesn't, how do I say this? It's like sometimes someone is so good for you that you don't even care how it looks to anyone else, right? Like, it's refreshing to kind of hear this kind of secureness and contentness, that we haven't really heard in the previous songs, because she talks about, and she has these self-aware moments where she's like, yeah, this may be bad, but it's right for me in this right instant. He's good for the heart at this point, this person. So it has this different kind of edge to it, and so I like that. This seems like just kind of like the in love song of the album, but it's done in kind of a Sabrina Carpenter-y grounded way, where it's not like over dramatic, but she's kind of just showing her like genuine like gratefulness, I suppose. Is gratefulness the right word? Just like grateful for this kind of change. That's just how I see it. It just has a different edge to it, because there's definitely similar lines throughout this album where it's like, he's good for my heart, but he's bad for business. He's good in some sense, but he's bad for another. But this one, I feel like he's good for my heart. We haven't really seen that. We've seen that. I feel like we've seen that he's bad for the heart throughout this album, and he's bad for business is kind of a good thing as well in this sense. He's bad for my business. That's just how I see it. I think this is a different kind of love that we haven't seen just yet. And so I like that. It's a kind of come into sense kind of thing. And I know this is kind of towards the end of the non-deluxe album. So obviously I think I had 13 songs if I'm not mistaken. So this would have been, the second to last song. So it makes sense and it's fitting for, ending the album, the non-deluxe. And so very fitting, very well done, while still staying true to Sabrina. So I like that. Anyways, song 13, Dakota.
You're good at the fall and not the staying there. You're good at the giving, too much than getting scared. You're good at impersonating someone who cares. And you had me for a minute there, but now I wonder why I let your confusion keep me up at night. I'm so tired. We read every single undertone, and I overanalyzed it, front, back, and beside it. Where else can we go? There's nothing left here to decode. Done looking for signs and the gaps in the silence.
Okay.
It's just getting old. There's nothing left here to decode.
That's cute.
There's a weight off my shoulders now that I don't chase you.
Nice.
Being myself, did that emasculate you? Learning from you that I can walk away too. And you had me for a minute
I like
too. But now I wonder why I let your indecision keep me up at night. I'm so tired. Unpacked every single word you wrote, and I overanalyzed it, front, back, and beside it. Where else can we go? There's nothing left here to decode. Done looking for signs and the gaps in the silence. It's just getting old. There's nothing left here to decode. There's nothing left here to decode. silence. It's just getting old. There's nothing left here to decode.
Okay.
There's nothing left here to decode. There's nothing left here to decode.
I want to make a video to our future selves.
I like this. This is a very fitting closer. It's kind of the coming to terms with everything. It's kind of the unpacking everything, right? It's putting the puzzle pieces together all at the end, right? Seeing the patterns, realizing the truth she's ignored, and kind of finally understanding, her whole side of the whole story, right? It's not, I don't know. It has something that just makes sense. It's not explosive like you may expect from like another album, the later albums of Sabrina Carpenter, but it's this quiet acceptance. Her voice is soft like they have it in other songs, but super steady. You know what I mean? Like I made the analogy of like her voice being, or her being messy in some of the songs, for instance, which isn't necessarily a bad thing either. That comes with breakups, that comes with heartbreak, whatever it may be. But this really does show her kind of putting everything together, putting everything back up. Her, I don't know, it's just she's getting the kind of closure I feel like we've all been waiting for, and finally like hoping that she finally gets to, especially us experience the album through her eyes and the way she kind of depicted everything. She alluded to a lot of things. She painted the imagery for a lot of songs, and what she had experienced, whether it be her being in the limelight and projected as a I'm not going to say the harsh word obviously because I respect women, W. Blake, but it's just like she's finally getting that closure that she really deserved. She went through the hardships of being in the limelight, projected in the public eye of a breakup just because she liked a boy that another celebrity happened to date. It's unfair, obviously. And then there's songs like of her, just how do I say it? It's like, like of how many things, of where she has this loneliness to it. We kind of see every emotion throughout, her breakup. And this is really kind of that closer where she puts everything together, and it's that closure that she really needed, even if it hurts as well. It just ties together the whole album so perfectly, and this is a great closer. Obviously we're listening to the deluxe, so this isn't the end just yet for us, but just in the sense of the general album, it makes sense. She really shows us the confusion, the hurt, the growth, the maturity, just everything that comes along with the character building of a breakup, or just hardship in general, right? It feels like she's finally ready to step away from all those unsent emotions and unsent emails. I think I cooked with that, the unsent emails part. But yeah, I like the song a lot. Sabrina Carpenter has really been done well of just depicting her emotions. Like, and this is a different album from what I've heard. I've only listened to Short and Sweet and Man's Best Friend, and those have some similar themes, I would say, but just not to the same extent. Not to the same extent whatsoever. I feel like this is obviously a lot more post-breakup coded, post-heartbreak coded. Just going through the hardships of life, the ups and downs. But yeah, this was a great closer in the sense of the general album, and a great song nonetheless. But I'm excited to see where else it goes from here. What deluxes does she give, or what deluxe tracks does she give us? Song 14, Opposite. I like this instrumental.
Oh, so you do have a type, and it's not me. Oh, so you can reply just to not me. If you wanted brown eyes, I could've got contacts. So y'all are in Paris now, guess it's public. Face like that other girl you're in love with. You knew I would see that. You knew I would notice. She looks nothing like me. Can't really tell, should I be trying to take it as a compliment? It's kind of feeling like the opposite. She looks nothing like me, so why do you look so happy? Now I think I get the cause of it. You were holding out to find the opposite. And I know now, even if I try to change, that somehow you'd end up with her anyway. Oh, I know now, even if I try to change, that somehow you'd end up with her anyway. Does she say nothing so you feel good? Does she step out the spotlight so you bathe in it? Does she get up on top of you more than I would? Does she just love the picture cause you're painting it? I care but I don't. Just wondering when you said I'm beautiful. Was I being lied to? She looks nothing like me. Can't really tell, should I be trying to take it as a compliment? It's kind of feeling like the opposite. She looks nothing like me, so why do you look so happy? Now I think I get the cause of it. You were holding out to find the opposite. And I know now, even if I try to change, that somehow you'd end up with her anyway. Oh, I know now, even if I try to change, that somehow you'd end up with her anyway.
Very relatable, I feel like.
End up with her anyway.
Opposite. Okay. Yeah, this has just kind of a weird, clean, atmospheric vibe. You know, for the first few lines, you can really hear this tension in her voice. You know, this song just feels like it's right after the emotion, like just the aftermath of someone's replaced you, or someone's done you wrong. Who just feels like the opposite of everything you were or you are. And the lyrics, they're just painfully honest, and it's that kind of jealousy, I feel like, that doesn't even like stem from hate. It's just like it comes from feeling like you weren't enough. Or maybe I'm thinking too personal. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just how I take it. That's just how I see it. It comes from a feeling like you weren't enough. Or that you weren't right for this person, I guess, because it's the opposite. But yeah, I like how subtle the production is too. Because we've had some upbeat, some fun ones, some stripped back ones, and that being one of them, right? It's super subtle. It gives her, the room. It just gives her the room. It lets her emotions really hit that much harder. It gives her voice, the air to breathe. And I feel like it gives me this vibe of like kind of just second guessing herself. Like she's second guessing herself because she's so torn up on this person who was seen as, or who she sees as the opposite of her. She's like, you really replaced me with her, and yeah, it's just kind of a perfect song, I feel like, in the sense of like depicting on how insecurity kind of creeps on you, especially after a breakup, or in my case after being cheated on, right? I see it like I hate talking about it, but it's like, what was I not? That's how I see it. And yeah, she's just kind of whispering this truth, I feel like, that she's scared to admit, but she's really depicting this quiet hurt. This one does hurt, just in a beautifully relatable way. I relate to that one. I get it. And what I also really like about that song, and just the songs that we've heard, I don't think I've talked about this once. I like how super big celebrities, even like Sabrina Carpenter, who is seen to such a high extent, experiences this too, right? It's a human nature. It happens to everyone, no matter who, no matter how much money you have, how famous you are. It happens to everyone. It really does. So yeah, I like that. It adds another human touch to her because everyone, I feel like nowadays just sees celebrities in a different light, especially those huge ones, those huge artists or actor, whatever it may be. Just to a different extent of, they're common folk like you and I. Um, and so it just adds that more human like touch to it. And so yeah, I like that a lot. It really helps you just connect with the artist. And I haven't talked, yeah, I don't think I've talked about that once on this album, but there's been a lot of those songs, and so that is obviously one of the most appealing factors to me as well of this album so far. But yeah, anyways, song 15, Feather.
Oh, not another tape. Oh, it's like that. I'm your dream come true when it's on a platter for you. Then you pull back when I try to make plans more than 2 hours in advance. I slam the door, I ignore, I say no, 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 no more. I got you blocked after this and afterthought. I finally cut you off. I feel so much lighter like a feather with you off my mind.
I know this song too, okay.
Floating through the memories like whatever, you're a waste of time.
She gets to a crazy flow.
Your signals a miss, you act like a bitch. You fit every stereotype, send a pic. I feel so much lighter like a feather with you out my life.
Okay.
With you out my life. It feels so good not caring where you are tonight. And it feels so good not pretending to like the one you like. I slam the door, I ignore, I say no, 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 no more. I got you blocked, excited to never talk.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I feel so much lighter like a feather with you off my mind. Floating through the memories like whatever, you're a waste of time. Your signals a miss, you act like a bitch. You fit every stereotype, send a pic. I feel so much lighter like a feather with you out my life.
Okay.
With you out my life. You want me, I'm done. You miss me, no duh. Where I'm at, I'm up where I'm at. You want me, I'm done. You miss me, no duh. Where I'm at, I'm up where I'm at. You want me, I'm done. You miss me, no duh. Where I'm at, I'm up where I'm at. You want me, I'm done. You miss me, no duh. Where I'm at, I'm up where I'm at.
Okay, she switched up on us with this one, Feather. Okay, I do know that song. I don't think I've ever heard it in full. Just kind of, I feel so much. The Feather, the hook. Great song, great song. You can definitely tell why that song is so big. It just has that it factor to it. It just like, I feel like if I would have heard that when it had 1 million plays, no doubt in my mind that would have been the song it is today. I feel like a lot of these songs kind of have this it factor as well, and I'm surprised I haven't heard a few of them. But yeah, this is just a confident, classy, fun song. And the instrumental just has such a playful bounce to it that just lets Sabrina really shine and show off, herself. And I feel like she's kind of saying in this one, especially when it's towards the end of this kind of super heartfelt album, it's just like, yeah, I'm all that heartbreak, I'm done. I'm gonna keep it pushing. And the lyrics are so just Sabrina coded. It just she knows who she is in this song. It just makes sense. It really just makes sense. That's literally the best way I can put it. It just makes sense to Sabrina's character and like how I see her. She knows she is who she say she is. She is who she knows she is. The kind of thing. That's how I see it. Um, you know, someone's trying to keep her, and now she's free and floating like a feather. And yeah, I like how unapologetic Sabrina Carpenter is too. At times, she just there's something about her. She just seems, on this song at least, just seems so light and carefree. But the message is also powerful all at the same time, and it's relatable. Just kind of taking yourself back after being done wrong. And this is just kind of that post breakup song where you just want to like just dance, really. Just keep moving on. When you're really getting over someone, it's, to me, I say this with high regard. It's just kind of that pop perfection. This song just kind of has everything I want in a Sabrina Carpenter song. It has that funny, playful wittiness to it, while also being something I would genuinely play. And also, yeah, it also has that like triple platinum like retail store. It's a triple platinum retail song store all at the same time. It has like I mean that in a good way too. I know that's kind of like frowned upon a little bit saying that, but I think that's a good thing. But yeah, you can see that. You can see the fun she had with this song. Yeah, it's a good song. Good song, Feather. Song 16? Lone Song. 16, I believe.
If I fall in love with all my problems, will they leave me too?
Okay. Switch up.
Or maybe I believed in all your lies 'cause I believed in you. Why were you somewhere else when you were next to me? I know, it keeps me up. Did you think about her face with your hands around my waist? Did you even give a fuck?
Okay.
You can't spell lonesome without me. And there's no hope in misery. I can't escape your history. You can't spell lonesome without me. You just can't. Tell me I was more than just a decent opportunity. Or will you tell me anything I wanna hear to control how you're perceived?
Think about that. Let that sink in.
Or why were you somewhere else when you were next to me? I know, it keeps me up. Isn't it kind of strange how it all changed when I wasn't the one they wanted you to love? You can't spell lonesome without me. And there's no hope in misery. I can't escape your history. You can't spell lonesome without me.
True.
You just can't.
I like the delicacy it has to it. It's a good contrast from the song Feather. Especially in the sense of the deluxe, and the deluxe is only another 5 or so songs from the just the regular variant. Yeah, very delicate. I like the kind of change in sound too. We haven't heard that kind of as much either. It's crazy. It shows her versatility as well, just beyond the how it sounds sonically and whatnot. It's just a good song. it has those relatable aspects that and loves from Sabrina again. More high praise. Just the production gets so stripped back and subtly, and we're in this emotional, reflective space. It gives me kind of the vibes of just like sitting alone at like 1 a.m. just kind of thinking about someone who used to feel so warm with, but now is so distant, not really in your life anymore. Um, yeah, I mean, just trying to reach that connection she's depicting that's not there anymore. Uh, it's definitely one of the most, or definitely probably the most vulnerable deluxe track we've heard so far. And it gives me that sense, like in previous songs, where she's not angry, she's not bitter, she's just kind of lonely, just plain lonely. That's how I see it. Yeah, it's just like just that remembering someone's presence, you know, or even just more than their presence, just hits deep. Uh, and yeah, that has some of the best heart on the sleeve of just her depicting her raw emotions. That's some of the best just raw emotions I feel like I've heard off this album so far too. So high praise, in my opinion. That's high praise for that song. Lonesome. That was a good song. But anyways, I believe this is the final song of the deluxe. Things I Wish You Said.
Baby, sorry I left you in the dark. I always reach for your leg over there on your side of the car.
Damn.
Baby, everything reminds me of you. Nobody gets my jokes, everyone here thinks I'm fucking rude. When I saw you cry, I didn't handle it well. Without you here, I don't know what to do with myself. I think about these things at night before I fall asleep. Things I wish you said to me. Things like, darling, I hope you know it scared me to death. The night that your sister said that you got in an accident.
Damn.
And God, I'm watching everything that you do. I can't get your songs out of my head or your hair out of my room. I saw you met somebody and I'm jealous as hell that I can't even stomach loving somebody else. I think about these things at night before I fall asleep. Things I wish you said to me. Sorry that I pulled the it's not you, it's me. One day I'll make sure you get a real apology. I waste my time, I waste my life on idiotic things. Like things you never said, things you'll never say to me.
Damn. What a way to end it. Right? Let's end. Good song too. Yeah, Things I Wish You Said. I mean, immediately you kind of just tell where this is going. Yeah, one of the most emotional songs in the whole album, right? There's soft moments, there's warm moments. But it just gives that kind of, to me, just gives that cold kind of goosebumpy feeling of like she's singing inside, or she's singing about this memory she can't really let go of, right? I mean, the lyrics are devastating. Just listen to the things she's saying. She wished this person had said when they were together, still seeing each other and whatnot. All the reassurance, she never got, all the things. I feel like it also goes both ways too. She's kind of reflecting on like all the reassurance she didn't get, all the conversations she didn't have. And so I feel like beyond just things I wish you said, it was like, I take it as like I wish you would have said these things so we could have this conversation and we could make things right, kind of thing. Like I could also say these things back to you. That's just how I see it, right? um just kind of giving the closure for just trying to get that closure she had hoped for. And obviously I feel like in a relationship that goes both ways as well, but someone does need to start the conversation. um and that one to me kind of just felt like one of the most straight from the emails she didn't send. um you know the production, it's just those minimal tracks. um it the, yeah, the tracks where the instrumental is just so minimal, it really just are some of the most emotion filled tracks, right? She really gets her point across, she really depicts her feelings, she really just gets to say what she wants to say. um and so yeah, this just seemed like it was straight out the journal, straight out the memory book. It has moments of nostalgia, moments of pain, and even some beautiful moments if you really think about it. Like, as hurt as you can be, like there's some light at the end of the tunnel, right? Like whether you realize it now or realize it later. um but yeah, I mean, I feel like the emotional maturity is great here. She's good, especially in this album. She's been good at not blaming. uh and she gives out the vibes that she isn't like super angry. Like I've said, she's just kind of grieving the things that never happened that should have. And yeah, that's a specific type of heartbreak. That really is. um so yeah. um Great album, great album. I like that a lot. That was a great listen. I'm so glad you guys recommended that to me. We spent 100 minutes on this album. Damn, she has 72 monthly. That's crazy. 72 million. Oop, that is not the album. My bad. Oh, that isn't even the album either. Or well, it is, but you know what I mean. Let's find it. Give me a second. Oh, there it is. Emails I can't send forwarded or forward. What do you guys call that? Do you guys call it forwarded or forward? But yeah, that was a good song. Because I Like the Boy had 500 million. That makes sense. I'm surprised I haven't heard that song. Because yeah, that one's painful. That one hurts. You know, I feel like that there's a lot of songs on here I feel like should have been like huge on TikTok and aren't. Obviously these streams are amazing. What's her lowest? Not to be like that guy, but 34 million. That's obviously amazing. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm surprised a lot of these don't have more streams, and I mean that in the best way possible. I'm not trying to be like weird when I say that, or like watching streams, but that's how I feel. I feel like this is underrated in that sense. But yeah. Where do I even start? To be honest, that was a long little Sabrina album. I feel like are her albums this long? I don't know. I feel like it's hard because when you're dealing with these like more emotion filled songs, I feel like there's more to talk about and more ways that you can relate to it, so you have more to speak on. So yeah, I mean, just to start, sitting through the whole album, both standard and deluxe, it really was reading through those emails she didn't send. And I understand why she couldn't send some of them. She didn't just give us songs, she gave us just chapters or, settings and prompts of her life, and of herself that most people would never really admit out loud. I wouldn't, especially to the world. I would not ever make anything like this. You know what I mean? Especially like with what I went through. I would never talk about it, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, one thing I do really want to touch on is the storytelling. I think I haven't really seen this side of storytelling in the sense of like a whole album where she really just depicts something and like sets to it. She really told her story and her side of everything very well. Obviously I don't have the most in-depth details, and I don't know everything that went on behind the scenes, this and that. I don't even know much about her dating life, or Sabrina, to be honest. I wish I did. Obviously I would understand this album better and everything she went through and whatnot. But what I could understand and what I have heard, she depicted it very well. So I would like to give her props for just the songwriting. And yeah, I mean, it really does sound like each song is a different unsent message, a different version of something she wanted to say but really couldn't. And the deluxe tracks added a nice little touch too, and I'm glad she dropped a little deluxe for this because it added to it as well. Even though I feel like obviously she can't like sprinkle songs like in between the ones that she already put, but those were good four what 5 songs. Um, but yeah, it was great how she kind of balanced those heavy gut punching emotions with humor and her charm that everyone knows and loves. And I like how the album showed the dark side or the hard times, the lonesome times, especially at the start, and then kind of showed the character development all the way through as well. It it's funny because she makes you laugh with some chaotic funny line that sometimes it seems like it shouldn't fit, but it just makes sense in that Sabrina way. um and so it just feels like she really depicted the reality of being a person going through something complicated. Yeah, she did that very well. um and yeah, I feel like I haven't really seen this kind of side of her pop storytelling uh until now. This There's something to it that just hits different. Maybe it's because I can really connect with the songs and the emotions she's depicting, and I have some relatable themes that I experienced. Um, but yeah, this just did it for me in every kind of aspect of the whole thing. Um, I don't know, the storytelling was really fantastic, and that's kind of where it hit me hardest. It just all landed for me. It all hit the mark. And whether you're in love, heartbroken, healing, grieving, I feel like there's a song in here that can hit you right on the noggin, hit you right in the center of the heart. So yeah, this was a great album, and honestly, this might be recency bias, but I feel like it has so much diversity and so many relatable songs that this might be my favorite. To be honest, I know it's super early, um, and I do like Sabrina Carpenter's other albums. I feel like this obviously doesn't have the star power of like Short and Sweet, like in terms of like super mainstream songs, but obviously for me, one of the biggest aspects of just music in general is the way I connect to the music and how I experience it, and you know, just be on sonically. Like if I can relate, I just have a deep found appreciation for the music beyond like just hearing it and thinking sonically it sounds good. And that doesn't go for Sabrina. That just goes for in general. Um, and so yeah, this I definitely need to re-listen. I definitely need to listen to some of my favorites again. Just play through it again. Really listen and experience it once again. But yeah, it might be recency bias. Who knows? But I wouldn't be mad to say this is my favorite Sabrina Carpenter album. To be honest, I would not be mad at all. And that just shows because it's crazy because she has so many hits and so many bangers on her latter 2 albums. Those are the only ones I've heard. Um, but yeah, I feel like that's not unreasonable to say, to be honest. Yeah, this was incredible. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I think my favorite songs. Let's go through that real quick. I don't know my favorite songs. I think it's hard to say my favorites because there's so many different themes throughout the album too. Like I think, I think a song. It's hard because I feel like a song like Decode is better than a song like. No, I'm not even gonna say that because that just makes it like sound weird. Um, it depends on the vibe for me. You know what I'm going through, how I'm feeling, and whatnot. I could definitely see like because I liked a boy in one of my favorite. Tornado Warnings was really good too. Vicious had a little playful fun to it as well, while still being true to the album's core. Decode was really good. I think Decode is in my top 3 for sure. Lonesome was good. Damn, they were all pretty good. They were all. There isn't anything that really like stands above one another for me. Maybe in the sense of like, obviously, like I said, there's different themes, and so some of the more heartbreaky songs are better for this specific feeling than that. But in just terms of being well rounded, this is a really well rounded project. There's nothing that is like head and shoulders above any other song for me, to be honest. Um, but if I had to give like a top 3, just on any given day, I think Decode is my number 1, and then I'm gonna say Tornado Warnings, and then I'm gonna say, ooh, I'm picking 5. In no particular order. Things I Wish You Said. That one was just super relatable for me on the noggin. Uh, Nonsense was good in a more like upbeat, kind of fun way, while also staying true to the core. Yeah, I can't pick. Honestly, right now I can't pick. I gotta go back and re-listen, because yeah, that was a fun album. That was a great album. It was really relatable and true to Sabrina Carpenter, and even I could relate to it. So yeah, I like that a lot. Emails I Can't Send Deluxe by Sabrina Carpenter. Guys, if you did enjoy that video, please do like, comment, subscribe. And if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you. I know it's been 110 minutes. This is longer than some movies. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. And I appreciate you for being here. But yeah, guys, I stream all these reactions live over on Twitch. So if you want to see these live, uncut, whatnot, please do stop by. But anyways, once again, that was Sabrina Carpenter's Emails I Can't Send. Thank you. Seriously, it means the world that you guys listen through this with me. It's crazy. It really is crazy. And yeah, this was a fantastic album. So obviously you guys, like the album too. But yeah, great listen. I'm glad I listened to this. Even though I turned a 51-minute album into nearly 2 hours. But yeah, thank you guys again. I seriously do appreciate it. Do like, comment, and subscribe, and join my Discord. Link in the description. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Doses. Doses. Deuces.